to all of you for being here. I'm Tara, and I'm the founder and CEO of Iridescent, science, engineering, technology, education nonprofit that runs Technovation. Now, Technovation is in its 6th year, and it's the world's largest technology entrepreneurship program for girls. We have had 5,000 alumni who have created mobile apps to solve problems in their communities. These 5,000 girls have developed 1,000 mobile app ideas and business plans. This is the world's largest collection of technology innovations that have been developed by young women. You'll shortly see for yourself how cool these apps are. But in addition to the problems these girls are solving, the number of Technovation alumni is powerful in another way. Contrast it with the number of women who are mobile app developers. Only 4 in every 100. But as all of us here know, that is not just enough to learn how to code. Every app needs a business plan and a strategy to take it to market and drive adoption. Women are underrepresented in this sector as well. Only 7% of tech startups are led by women. And recently, the New York Times did a very cheeky article on how there were fewer women leading large companies than men named John. Technovation is changing these numbers in a very real way. We have the world's largest pool of young women who know how to launch a tech startup. This pool is 5,000 women strong. In our longitudinal survey, we learned that almost 50% of our college-age alumni intend to major in computer science, and 70% are interested in starting something, in addition to their Technovation app. This year, we had girls register for Technovation from 64 countries. But as each girl here knows, Technovation is a very challenging and intense 3-month experience. Only about 400 teams finished the entire program, and out of those 400, these 10 were chosen as the finalists. That's 2.5%. They embody the entrepreneur's indomitable spirit and true grit. They have flown to Silicon Valley from Brazil, Mexico, India, Nigeria, and all over the United States. As some of you know, this year, securing the visas for the international teams has been very challenging. There was a global outage in processing US visas, and if it weren't for the hard work of many of our amazing supporters, these girls wouldn't be here. A big thank you to our friends at Andreessen Horowitz, the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy, Department of Homeland Security, and the US ambassadors in Nigeria, Brazil, Mexico, and India who gave point-of-entry waivers to all of these girls. We could not be more proud of these finalist teams and all of the 2015 Technovation Challenge participants for developing amazing apps that are solving very real problems in their communities. I'd like to take this time to thank our event sponsors for making this award ceremony possible. AVG and CA Technologies as our gold level sponsors, LinkedIn as our silver level sponsor, Rackspace and Yahoo as our bronze level sponsors. We'd also like to thank our generous location partners who have donated this space for our events this week, Yelp and USF. Next, we'd like to take this time to thank our amazing event council for helping us build this new World Pitch event structure in just a few short months. These 17 individuals collectively had 50 meetings over the past 3 months. That's 850 hours. We cannot thank them enough. We'd also like to thank the following individuals and companies for donating their space, time, and effort to making these events possible. Next, we'd like to give a huge thank you to our corporate sponsors, Adobe, Verizon, Google, Salesforce, Intel, Oracle, and SAP, who help our program run all year round. We are especially excited about our new partnerships with UNESCO and UN Women, who will enable us to provide post-season support to each girl, connecting her with resources she needs to take her app to market. We'd like to thank the Technovation participants, these amazing young women who dedicate 3 months of their lives to solving real-world problems with technology. They have a solution for everything, from childhood obesity to waste removal to checking concussions. I can say with full honesty that I cannot pitch with their confidence and aplomb, and I practice almost every day. They are truly an inspiration. But behind every Technovation girl is her team of mentors, coaches, and regional ambassadors. I would like to extend my humble gratitude to these amazing champions who work tirelessly to support girls so that they can reach for the stars. On average, they spend about 80 to 90 hours over the 3-month season making Technovation possible for thousands of girls across the world. Could you all please stand up? Everyone, please give them a huge round of applause. Technovation wouldn't exist without you.
Now it's time to hear from those 2.5%, the 10 teams that have been chosen to be here tonight as finalists.
Each team will be joining us on stage to share a brief part of their 2015 Technovation Challenge mobile app ideas pitch and how they're making an impact in their communities. Then the team will answer one of the questions that's been tweeted to Technovation throughout the evening.
All right, ready to start?
Yeah,
Okay.
Let's start with the 4 middle school teams.
My name is Lydia. This is Riley and Andrea. We are 3 7th graders from Casson, Minnesota, a town near Rochester, Minnesota, and our app is called Mayo Free Time.
This is the problem. When patients come to the Mayo Clinic, they don't know their way around Rochester or the Mayo Clinic. They don't have directions to get to the places that they might need to go. And plus, some patients come alone and they don't have a way to talk to anyone else about what they're going through.
Our solution is an easy and efficient to use app called Mayo Free Time. Mayo Free Time helps patients find things to do in the amount of time that they have. It also helps them meet other patients that are maybe going through the same thing that they are, and they have someone to talk to so they're less lonely.
All right. Before you leave the stage, I have a question for you. Obviously, I was not a participant, so I'm curious, what is the best thing about participating in Technovation?
Well, I thought it was really fun to see how our app developed throughout the 12 weeks that we were in the competition. I thought it was pretty, I mean, same thing as Lydia, but I thought it was fun to learn new stuff about App Inventor and how to build technology. I thought that was cool.
Learning what I want to be when I grow up. Definitely a computer engineer.
All right. Thank you so much, team.
Hello everyone! Raise your hand if you want to be like healthy and fit. Woo! So, what do you do to make it happen? Oh wait! I have an idea! Let's go to the gym and the nutritionist. No problem. That is Healthy Life.
What is Healthy Life? Healthy Life is a new app for teenagers by teenagers with exercise routines and nutritional recommendations. We want to help the 4.1 million teenagers in our country that suffer obesity.
Convenient and easy to use. Available in Google Play.
I really need it.
Give us your like on Facebook.
What was one of the biggest learnings from developing your app, or one of the biggest changes that you made to it during the process?
Ok, nosotros aprendimos a programar en un lenguaje que se llama C++. Y pues, aprendimos varias cosas, aprendimos a usar App Inventor. ¿Qué?
Aprendimos varias rutinas y también varias dietas,
Las porciones necesarias de consumir diariamente.
Y también lo importante que es cuidar nuestro cuerpo.
Each one of them, she said the programming, first they learn C++ and then they learn to use App Inventor. She said they learn different diets and food habits. She said, both said about the exercise routines.
Hey, thank you. Give it up for Team Saffron.
Hi, I'm Natalie Essig.
And I'm Emma Yang.
Today, concussions are a serious problem in the sports community. There are 22 million children in the U.S. who play high-impact team sports. Every year, there are nearly 4 million reported concussions. However, many go unreported. This results in many concussions to go undetected and untreated. This can cause serious consequences, even death.
Our goal is to develop an app for evaluating concussions and to advocate the importance of early detection of concussions. Concussion Checker is an easy-to-use mobile app that can evaluate a concussion, share evaluation data, locate medical help, and store historical concussion records. This app will help make concussions be detected earlier and will make sports not only fun, but safe. Thank you.
One question we had for the two of you is, what's a piece of advice that you would have for a young woman, somebody who's a little younger than you, maybe in elementary school, who is interested in getting into technology?
I would say just if you have any idea, don't be afraid to pursue it and not to say, oh, just because something's going on, I can't do this. So just have an idea and just start learning to code because it's really fun and you can just really do anything with it.
It's also very fun to see your app progress over time, and it's really fun to make your own app.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. We, the Team Pentagon from New Horizon Public School, Bangalore, India, are passionate about using mobile application technology to benefit our society by solving a prominent community problem.
One of the major problems faced by India is the unhygienic and inefficient disposal of waste that has taken a toll on the health of the citizens. In a city like Bangalore, with a population of 10 million, around 1,518 tons of dry waste is generated every day.
The app which we have developed as a solution to this problem is called Selexo. It is a highly scalable and completely service-oriented mobile Android application.
Selexo provides an online marketplace which creates a superior user experience for both buyers and sellers with a good return on investment.
It also creates substantial positive social impact by incentivizing the right behavior from the people.
Selexo. Why trash it when you can cash it?
Good. Why did you want to work with waste?
Okay, so this is a problem that we see every day personally in our lives every day in India. So we thought that it was really important to solve such a kind of a problem.
And also we are actually first-hand experiences, and we think it was a really major problem in India.
And our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, has launched the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. So we, inspired by this campaign, have developed this app, Selexo.
All right, great.
We are puppy-sized elephants. I am Tiffany, and this is Karen, and our app was My Cash Count. Our app helps people who have trouble counting their money by automating calculations and management. It includes a virtual wallet, a shopping list, a history, and a tool that tells the user which bills and coins to pay with.
Our app surpasses our competitors' features because it was designed to solve a very specific problem. My Cash Count helps its users increase their independence by reducing their reliance on other people for the simple task of shopping. In the future, we plan to expand to international currencies as well as developing an Android version.
With your investment, we will be able to do all this and reach more people. Thank you.
One question that we had for you was, it seems like you did a fair amount of research on the competitors out there. What were some of the most useful research tools that you used in the process and kind of seeing what else was out there?
Google. We basically just Googled what cash counters were out there. I mean, I don't know what other tools people would be using.
You're very sophisticated.
Yay, no, that's a great answer. Perfect. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Jacqueline. This is Samara, Gabriele, Jacqueline, and Leonor. We are Portmonte. His company is based Recife, Brazil.
Our first project is a mobile game called The Last Drop.
The main purpose of the game is aware children about the constant use of water.
With this app, we want to build a new generation with a solid knowledge about environmental issues.
The game is available for Android device and we hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
What's been your favorite part of being a part of the Technovation Challenge?
The favorite part was to know that there are other girls like us that also had this feeling that they can do anything they want and they are capable of it.
All right. Thank you so much, Team Portman.
Good evening. We are the X-Women. I'm Niyati. I'm Dia. Are you a person with a disability looking to obtain more for your career?
Are you an inclusive employer looking to tap into a diverse work pool?
Or are you an NGO who's working in this very field? If you said yes for any of the previous questions, then we have the perfect solution for you. Capable, a career development portal for the people with disabilities. Because we believe that it's not your disability, but your ability that defines you.
What's one thing that you hope to do either to study or pursue as a career?
I think Technovation has definitely inspired all of us to look towards computer science as a major in our higher education.
Perfect. Cool, thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
I'm Sloan.
I'm Moe.
And I'm Chi-Chi.
And we're WOCO, short for Women Who Code.
The problem that we have identified is negativity and exclusivity. In communities, we are not united and people are not reaching out to each other as much as they should be.
Praise Pop is an app that lets you send shout-outs, compliments, and invites to anyone in your community, all in one anonymous feed where everything is traceable. On Praise Pop, little things make a big difference.
Some of the fun features of our app include a random generator button, which can suggest names for you to write about so that you are inclusive of everyone. Also, if you want to upload a post, you just tap on a kernel, which will then pop into a popcorn.
Our target market is high schoolers with smartphones, which leaves us with 12 million people we can help. Praise Pop has the power to bring people together and make us happier. Let's work together to cheer up our communities. Thank you, and let's get poppin'!
How have your friends helped you along when you designed this app? Have you done any testing with people around you?
Yes, we've already tested our app in a group of 30 people at Andover, and they've really helped us with feedback and learning the patterns of how the user uses our app, so we can make changes to our app along the way.
All right, great. Thank you so much, Team Praise Pop.
Hello, we are Team Amika, and today we will be presenting a new solution to an old problem. Impaired driving has plagued our generations ever since the invention of the automobile.
The Safeguard Driving app will evaluate whether or not a user may be either under the influence or excessively tired and therefore unfit to drive.
Our app consists of 3 tests that make up a total of 5 tasks. They assess attention, reaction, and balance. Once the user has completed the test, an automatic text message will be sent to their already inputted emergency contact. If the user should fail, they will be able to call their emergency contact or other taxi services such as Uber. We are currently connecting our app through Ignition Interlock.
Our app is sold for 99 cents, marketing to parents and students as well as car and insurance companies.
We are the best team for this job because not only are we the demographic our app is targeting, but we are motivated, organized, and dedicated to saving the lives of our peers and ultimately all drivers around the world. Thank you.
One question that we had for your team is, it seems like in this 3-month period, you're learning so much about your app and about technologies out there, and it probably also learning a lot about yourself as a person. And we were wondering if some of you could share something that you learned about yourself along this journey.
I learned that I'm actually interested in technology.
I think we definitely all learned that working as a team is so much more productive than working on your own. And we really got to know each other, and we had a lot of fun together, and I think it was overall just a great experience.
Hello everyone, I'm Sonam Kumar.
Grace Aquero. Praise David.
Mesoma. This is Team Charis, a group of formidable young girls who are very passionate about solving issues in their community.
We came up with an Android-based app, Discardios, to solve the basic problem of inefficient waste disposal in Nigeria. This allows users to request a mobile cart and also to report a hazard.
Our app is easy to use and affordable. We make sure our services are done on time and properly.
It also serves as an employment opportunity for ready cards providers. Discardios is a solution for the disturbing waste issue in Nigeria.
Join us to promote a cleaner, greener, and safer environment. Thank you.
My question for you, during this 3-month challenge, what's been the toughest problem that you had to solve?
I think it was coding because that was the first time we used an MIT App Inventor, so it was a bit challenging. But we are so glad we overcame it and we built the app successfully.
Good evening, everyone. I am not sure after listening to all of that I actually have anything that I can help you learn. I've learned a lot just sitting there, and I've been very, very impressed with all of you. So thank you, Tara, for the great introduction, and thank you for inviting me to share in the incredible work that you all have undertaken over the last 3 months. Looking at you all here this evening and learning about your projects makes me very excited about the future, and actually very excited about your future. So I am going to share 3 tips that I found valuable when I started out and that helped me develop into a leader and may help you achieve your future goals. But I will be very honest. I think you all know a lot of these tips, and I think that you figured a lot of them out during your experience at Technovation, but I'll share a little bit of my stories with you about them. But before I talk about the future and your future, I would like to say a word about the past, because this is a big anniversary. It was 200 years ago, in 1815, that the very first computer programmer was born. She was a girl born in England named Ada Lovelace. Anybody know about Ada? Okay, you guys all know about Ada. She was 17 when she befriended a Cambridge math professor named Charles Babbage, and in 1837, Babbage came up with the idea for a programmable computing machine. And as you know, it had a CPU, a central processing unit, it had memory, and it used the conditionals that you all are familiar with from the if-then statements. And Babbage called it the analytical engine, and he called young Ada the enchantress of numbers. Not sure I really was fond of that, but that's what he said. But it was a fitting nickname because she was a world-class Olympic mathlete. She wrote extensively on his plans, and in her published notes about the machine, she wrote an algorithm for computing a special sequence of rational numbers. So she actually wrote the first computer program in human history, and she was only 21 at the time. And her program would have worked, but computers, the machine, didn't physically exist. And computers wouldn't be physically produced for a century, so Ada kept dreaming. Even more than Babbage did, she saw the machine's potential, and she insisted that it was capable of working with other things besides numbers. Its operations, she wrote, could encompass all the things in the universe. And even though she was many decades ahead of her time, her vision and her intellect proved right. And I'll give you an example. A few years ago, for the very first time, the computers on the space probe Voyager 1 moved out of our solar system and into interstellar space, floating in the plasma between the stars. And that's the power a young woman foresaw almost 200 years ago. And that's the power at your fingertips. That's the power of the world of tech. Now, you heard my introduction, and you heard very clearly that I'm not a tech CEO. And I will confess, I do not know how to code. And I'll confess even more, I'm not even an early adopter. But I do love my Uber. I was an early adopter of Uber because I travel around the world, and Uber is terrific. But it's very obvious to me that tech is the industry that will drive the biggest changes in your lifetime and in the rest of my lifetime. And if I were just starting out, I'd be planning a career in tech myself. I plan, looking at what I've done with my career, it looks relatively old-fashioned. I was a lawyer, I was an investment banker, and now I'm a CEO. So it looks like I went on all the rides, but I didn't go on any of the STEM rides, and that's the opportunity that you have. Because the current workforce today cannot keep up with the pace of innovation. Here in the US, jobs in science, technology, engineering, and math are among the fastest growing and the best paid. For software developers alone, more than 200,000 job openings are projected between 2012 and 2022. The world needs your talents. And as an employer, let me tell you, that is an incredible advantage for you to have. But even if you choose not to go into tech, the experience that you've gained at Technovation will be invaluable. You've learned, and we've heard about them, you've learned very important lessons about tech, about work, and about yourselves, and lessons that will serve to help you for the rest of your lives and can help shape your livelihoods too. So I'd like to talk about 3 of those lessons today, and I am proud to say I have even made them tweetable. So, first, start with problems. Second, seek the stretch. And third, teamwork matters. So let's start with the first one, start with problems. So when we talk about problems, we all know there's a problem within the tech sector itself. Close to half the US workforce is female, but women make up less than a quarter of the workers in science, technology, engineering, and math. In the mid-1980s in the United States, 37% of computer science graduates were women. Today, that number is 18%. So clearly there's a bug in the system. But when Anu Tiwari looked at those statistics, she didn't see just a problem, she saw an opportunity, and the result was Technovation, which has grown from 45 girls in 2010 to thousands of amazing participants like you. So the truth is, problems are often the most compelling sources of inspiration, and problems usually offer the greatest opportunity to have a meaningful impact, and I think you get that. Just look at the issues that you've tackled with your apps. Waste disposal in Nigeria and India, impaired driving among American teens, obesity and malnutrition in Mexico, and more. And some of those apps may put my business out of business. I'm in the recycling business, and there were 2 apps up there that were talking about recycling waste, which is what we do. We recycle metals. We recycle metals that other people throw away. And we like to say we see value where other people see waste, and you're taking my business to another level. So I see my competition. So I got to get close to you, because that's what you do with your competition. But these are the problems that you have identified are problems that most people find paralyzing and you find energizing. You saw how wrestling with a difficult problem can inspire tremendous creativity, and you felt how rewarding it was to finally arrive at a solution. And you saw that the world would reward that effort too, that people would pay you back, whether in money or recognition or stories about how your solution changed their lives, which is often more valuable than the other two. This is an insight that the tech community is famous for embracing. In the tech community, not only is every problem a start, it often becomes a startup. But starting with problems is more than just a good way to generate app ideas. It's something that you can apply in your life, to your life, no matter what industry you end up in. Because wherever you are, whatever institution you're part of, there will be problems that need fixing. And in a world of people who are content to wring their hands or shrug their shoulders, you can be the one to raise your hand and say, I'm on it. So starting with problems is how you get to revolutionary breakthroughs. It's how you can make your career a success and make the world a better place. My second point is seek the stretch. So let me explain what I mean. Your life right now is filled with tests given to you by others. And trust me, I even remember this. Midterms, finals, APs, baccalaureates, O-levels, A-levels, SATs, ACTs. It seems like they'll never end, but they do. But when you enter the workforce, those sharpened pencils, booklets for any of those who still use them, I don't think very many still exist, but the bubbles that we're all very familiar with, they will fast become a thing of the past. And instead of taking someone else's test, it will be time to start testing yourself. So start practicing now. Seek out situations that stretch your abilities. Take that difficult class, volunteer to lead a project, try a new extracurricular. Don't do it for a grade or a score or a rank. Do it because that's how you grow. And I speak from experience. I started out as a lawyer, but after a few years in law, investment banking was booming, and I saw the opportunity to enter an industry that would stretch my capabilities. And as a banker, I chose a field that was just being developed, called securitization. I didn't go into mergers and acquisitions. I decided to try something new. And that led to living overseas for a decade, which for me was another stretch experience. And eventually it led to me working with a client, a new CEO of a major steel company, who asked for help devising a strategy to take the company forward. I had never worked in the steel industry, but I knew it would push me to think in new and different ways. And so I joined him, and a few years later, when he asked me to take over and become the CEO, I knew I was ready. My diversity of experience had equipped me for the challenge, and a lifetime of reaching beyond my comfort zone had given me something else really important, and it's a kind of confidence that I would describe as unembarrassment. I am never ashamed of not knowing something or not having a certain skill, because I know that there is no such thing as not being good enough. There's only not being good enough yet. Not being good enough yet is a wonderful place to be. If you waited to be perfectly equipped for every situation before you even tried, there are so many things you might never try at all, so many opportunities that you'll miss. So seeking the stretch means taking the plunge and believing that you're smart enough and strong enough to start paddling, because you are. And remember that when you try something new, you don't have to figure it all out on your own. Reach out to the teachers and the mentors around you. Reach out to one another for support, and don't fear failure. If you get in the habit of testing yourself, then you always have tomorrow and the next day. And besides, you're off to a great start anyway. Being part of Technovation is seeking out a stretch situation. Some of you may have come into this never having written a word of code, never having tested an idea in the market, never having pitched a business concept, but you just knew you wanted to push yourself and that there would be mentors and resources along the way to help you. And that will be true for the rest of your life. It's exhilarating, isn't it? It's fun. Taking responsibility for testing yourself is so much more fun than having others test you. You have all learned how rewarding it is to build something, to bring an idea to fruition, to be able to point to something useful and fun and cool and know that it exists only because of you. Remember that feeling that you have today and keep on seeking the stretch, because even though your comfort zone, leaving your comfort zone can be uncomfortable, it almost always leads to someplace worth going. Now, before I make my last point, teamwork matters, I want you to think about something. Consider that today's microprocessors are 3,500 times more powerful than the ones created in the 1960s. It's probably when most of your parents were born, maybe even later. Now imagine that Ada Lovelace's friend, Charles Babbage, had been successful. Imagine that the computer age had begun 100 years earlier, not in the 1940s, but in the 1830s. So just imagine the heights humanity might have reached by today, the problems we might have solved or prevented. But it didn't happen. Why? Because Charles Babbage wasn't a good team player. His machine was composed of thousands of parts, all had to be handmade. Babbage couldn't get along with his chief engineer or persuade anyone to fund the project. Teamwork matters. And I can tell you as an employer, when I'm evaluating a candidate, I place a high value on how well that person can work with others. It doesn't really matter how impressive a person's skill set is. Someone else with a slightly lesser skill set, but a greater ability to collaborate, can multiply her brain power, can multiply her impact and her productivity and her imagination by however many people she works with. So for me, it's an easy choice. And the same is true of Silicon Valley. The great myth of this place is that it's run by solitary geniuses in hoodies and headphones, writing code too elegant for anybody else to understand. But that's really not the case. Google isn't the story of two men. It's the story of 47,000 women and men. Apple isn't the story of one man. It's the story of tens of thousands of people working together to make something great. The companies in the Valley represent some of the greatest collaborative projects that the world has ever seen. So if you enter this industry, you're joining that proud legacy. So whether you're leading your team, or you're an integral part of your team, or you're just contributing a single key insight that everyone else was missing, your ability to improve the functioning of the group is essential. So think about the project that you did for Technovation. What would you have produced if it had just been you? Would you have been able to do all the coding? Did you have the eye for the design that was so crucial for the interface, or the video editing skills to make your pitch? There's a saying that no one can whistle a symphony. The magic happens when all the instruments play together. So I'd like to close by mentioning another hero from the computer science history books. In 1969, the Data Processing Management Association awarded their first ever computer science Man of the Year prize to a giant of the sector. That giant of the sector was actually 5.6, and her name was Grace Hopper, Computer Science Man of the Year. Grace embodied everything that you have learned here at Technovation. After leaving her job as a professor to join the Navy during World War II, and that was definitely a stretch assignment, she noticed a problem. Many people shied away from computers because they didn't like using symbols, so she decided to fix that. She assembled a team, and together they developed the very first compiler, revolutionizing computer science. So soon compilers enabled computers to understand English commands. And so for the first time in history, computers spoke our language. And then the conversation really took off. Grace Hopper had been inspired by Ada Lovelace, and now the baton is being passed to you. You are preparing to join a group of women who have revolutionized technology and the world. In an age when the power of digital technology is more extraordinary than ever, you are the ones that will take us to new heights. Grace Hopper foresaw that too. She said, we talk about our natural resources, we talk about oil and coal and timber, and she said, I think we all too often forget that the greatest natural resource we have is our young people. They are our future. You are our future. And that's a responsibility I hope you'll heed, and an opportunity I hope you cherish, because I can't wait to see what you accomplish. Thank you very, very much for the invitation. Thank you.
So, without further ado, here are our middle school finalists. The 2 honorable mentions, in no particular order, goes to the First Class Techies for their app Mayo Free Time, and Team Saffron for their app Healthy.
And now second place in the middle school division goes to Team AAT for their app Concussion Checker.
Our middle school champions, Team Pentagon for their app Selixo.
We really didn't prepare an acceptance speech. It's really awesome to be here, and the amount of exposure that we got. We'd like to say thank you to Technovation for providing us a platform and to develop mobile apps at the age of 14. Like, come on, that's not something everyone does.
I still can't believe it. I really still can't believe it. I would like to extend thanks to our greatest mentors who helped us create this awesome app.
This is by far the most awesome thing I've done in my whole life. And when our school first told us we will be competing, we just didn't expect to come to this platform, and right now holding the certificate, oh my God.
I think this was like hands down the best week of my life, and like this is like totally unexpected. And like she said, I would like to thank our mentors like Pratiksha, Vijay, and Deepika. And like we really want to thank our parents who actually, you know, like almost there was a time when we had to actually get together and work like every day in April. And we really would like to thank our parents for actually, you know, helping us like get there and pick us up and drop us. It was like really grateful to them.
This was totally unexpected, and this is my best birthday. And working as a team was a whole new experience. It was the best.
Honorable mentions, again, in no particular order, go to Team Portman for their app The Last Drop, Team Puppy-Sized Elephants for their app My Cash Count, and Team X Women for their app Capable. Welcome to the stage.
Our third place prize goes to Team Amica for their app Safeguard Driving.
The second place award in this year's Technovation Challenge High School Division goes to Team Voco for their app Praise Pop.
And our high school champion team is Team Charis for their app Discardius.
I remember when our coach called us and she told us we were selected for the finals. The first word that came out from our mouth was like, "Oh, we're speechless." And Yeah, that's the same thing here. We are totally speechless because we didn't really expect this, but we want to thank the Almighty God for giving us this opportunity and making us win the grand prize. We'd also like to thank Technovation. Most especially, we'd like to thank Ali, Tracy, Leslie, and Tara, and so many, because they really supported us during our journey, and we had several issues, but Ali never slept. She was always with us, working with us day and night, and oh my God, we really appreciate their effort. I would also like to thank our coach, our chaperone. Oh my God, she has done so much for us. She's not just a mentor, but she has taken the place of our parents. Because throughout the weeks we spent with her, she has really she took care of us more like, it was like we are staying with our parents. Would like to thank everyone who has supported us. Oh my God, it's really amazing. We're actually speechless.
Honestly, I don't know what to say. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right.
Actually, I'm very, very speechless right now. I feel like crying more because what we have passed through. Nothing to say, but thank you, Technovation. One special thanks to our coach. She really tried for us. She stressed herself up. Thank you, my team members. Thank you, everyone.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for your support. We want to say a very big thank you to our parents in Nigeria. They've been great, praying for us. They never slept. While we are crying, they are crying. Thank you so much. And then, on behalf of Team Charis, I promise that we won't let you down. As we go back to Nigeria, we'll make sure we get this project started. Thank you very much. We are grateful. God bless you all. Thank you.
UN Women is the United Nations agency that promotes gender equality and girls' and women's empowerment around the world. And like everyone here, we also really see the potential of technology for helping to drive social change. And for us, that means dramatically changing the lives, status, and opportunities of girls and women. But we also firmly believe that this potential will not be fully realized if women are not active and equal actors in the development of technology and leaders in the tech sector. And that's why we are so proud to be partners of Technovation and to get to be part of this incredible experience and the experience of these girls that you've just seen up on stage. And to particularly support some of the work that's taking place at the national level pitches, and to give awards to all of the winners around the world at the national level. So that's really an honor and a privilege for us. On behalf of UN Women, congratulations to all of the teams and mentors around the world. But I am up here to give our prize to the winning national team from the United States. So without further ado, I would like to congratulate and welcome up on stage the very, very talented team behind Praise Pop, WOCO.
Throughout the evening, audience members submitted their ballots for the team that impressed them the most during the App Expo. We have their name right here. This team will receive a 12-month subscription to Adobe's Creative Cloud for each member of the team for their impressive app.
And the winner is Team First Class.
So, as you've heard, Technovation exists only because of amazing volunteers. This year we've had a whole army of regional ambassadors. These are volunteers who step up, find out about Technovation in their regions, and say, I'm going to bring it to the girls in my area. And I want to offer and extend a very special honorable award to the best regional ambassador of this year. She has been an amazing, powerful technology woman entrepreneur in her own career, but now has been a powerhouse bringing hundreds of girls to Technovation in Minnesota. I want to welcome Jean Weiss and for an Honorable Regional Ambassador Award for this year.
Another year and amazing, amazing Technovation finalists. Congratulations again, all of you. I am so pleased to report to you that 3 years ago we told you that we would grow, we would double our numbers, and we have. In 2013 we were in 19 countries. In 2014 we were in 45 countries, and as Tara mentioned, in 2015 we reached people in 60 countries. That is awesome. In the valleys, in Silicon Valley, you would call that traction. So we're there. I think one important thing about this is we couldn't have done it ourselves. So we stretch, but we collaborate. And we had great partnerships that were enforced this year with UN Women, who spoke to you a few minutes ago, and also with Tech Women, the US State Department's program Tech Women. And there are so many tech women here today who helped us go into the countries, in the 60 countries that you saw there. So we still plan to reach girls in every country in the world. That's about 196 countries, give or take. We need your help, so help us with stretching. And we need your help, so help us with collaborating. And we'll make it to 2018. Thank you.